This is the biggest puzzle competition in the country. So for the second year in a row, I packed up from Los Angeles and I flew to Minnesota in January. But I had a good reason. It was for the St. Paul Winter Carnival puzzle competition. I went last year, but this year they made a whole bunch of changes. So it was almost like a whole new event. So last year, they had 4 different teams events that all used the same puzzle. So each team would only compete once throughout the day, and only the first group didn't know what the puzzle was going into it. You can watch my whole video from last year if you want to see exactly how that worked. But this year, I think this is a great change. They expanded it to 3 separate events. So we have a 4-person team solving a 500-piece puzzle, the same as last year, but then also a pairs event and a teams event with a 1,000-piece puzzle. So all of us got to compete 3 separate times with 3 different puzzles. They also had a new venue this year. You might remember last year when it was at the Landmark Center, there was a big variety in lighting depending on if you were right by the windows versus in the middle of the room. But this year, they moved it to Union Depot, which I think is such a great change. It is a huge space and the lighting is much more even across the entire room. I mean, it was brightest right in the middle of the room, but if you did end up in one of the corners, it really wasn't too bad. So, okay, backing up, I got up very early in the morning and we made the freezing cold trek over to the venue. We got there early so that we could get in line to hopefully get a good table. All right, we are here. It is early in the morning at Winter Carnival 2024. We're all about to run in like crazy to grab our table. We started to figure out a strategy, but it's really a free-for-all, so we'll see how this goes. So, okay, unlike other competitions, like you just saw at Worlds, the tables at this event are not assigned ahead of time. And unlike last year, when there were only round tables, this year they had 40 round tables and 120 rectangular tables. Now, even though a round table might seem like more surface area to spread out the puzzle, when you have 4 people working on the same puzzle, it makes it much more difficult for all 4 people to be able to reach the puzzle. So our goal was definitely a rectangle table in the middle of the room where the light was the brightest.
We've determined the rectangular tables are too narrow.
Really? Oh,
We've given info to the enemy floor over here, Mike.
You're used to working in compact spaces.
Yeah,
from
but I
nationals
think
to
the
worlds.
round ones, it's going to be too hard for everyone to reach
They're too
the
big.
puzzle, yeah.
But it's only 30 inches for the rectangulars.
Yeah, but it's only 500 pieces for this one.
But you might have to work the puzzle sideways.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
No problem. Make it fit.
It's amazing all the energy that we put towards the non-puzzling aspect of the puzzle. 2, 1!
Here?
I don't know, you tell them.
I think this is fine.
That table's a little darker.
Yeah, I like that.
I like the
And it's
bright.
clean, yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right, we did it. We got our table.
I was thinking Black Friday, Black Friday, Black Friday. Let's go.
Okay, what are you doing?
I'm checking for glare on the table lighting.
Yeah, and you brought a prop to help with it.
I did, but I should have brought a puzzle twist. This is a different finish.
This is a great idea. We're all going to steal this next year. So, okay, here is Team Jiggy Pudding for this first event. You probably remember Evie, who was my pairs partner at Worlds. There's also Dan, who is Evie's husband and a great speed puzzler too. And Faith, who was on my Winter Carnival team last year. And if you remember, our team got second place last year. So we had a ranking to defend. All right, what's the plan?
I'm the doctor, you're the wet nurse.
Bag,
Yeah, I'm gonna
plastic, box,
it's like birthing a child.
inner bag.
Lots of
I'll
steps.
catch it.
That's too many steps. I need to turn off the camera and listen.
I'm opening the bag, Dan's pulling out the puzzle, taking care of the plastic or the box, whichever one. If not, if you do step one, passing it to Evie for step two,
box.
you'll do the bag in the box.
Oh, I'm bad at that part.
I can do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the timer.
Okay.
So this first event is going to be the 500 piece puzzle teams event. So this is going to go super fast. Once we start, I think like 20 minutes later, someone's going to finish. Okay, so there's a good border, so let's definitely pull border. All of these sort of triangle argyle ones, that's going to be on the border, so I can do those. Yeah, no, but okay.
Oh, no, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so here is the puzzle that we got for this first event. Lots of different textures going on, lots of text, so it's a pretty easy one for a competition. But remember that it's a puzzle twist. So the image on the puzzle is going to be a little different from the image on the box. Also, all three puzzles that are being used today are brand new and unreleased. So none of us will have ever seen or done them before. So who are we up against? The Golden State Puzzlers were there. So were this team, who called themselves the Whimsies, and everyone on this team is super fast. And of course, we put the betch in You Betcha, which is Sarah, Lauren, Dawn, and Andrea. This is an all-star team. I think all of us were a little nervous about going up against them. But back to us. So at only a minute and 15 seconds, we've already done enough sorting for me to start working on the edge. Oh, okay, this text is also in the middle, not on the border. So I'll throw those over to you, Evie. Oh wait, no, they are on the border.
Yeah, some are.
Oh my god, I forgot it's a puzzle twist and they're different.
I think these purples go there.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So as you can see, I'm working on the edge while Evie does the text. And let me tell you, this edge was hard to do under pressure and having never seen the image before. I redid this puzzle again afterwards, And now I'm like, why was this giving me so much trouble? But at the time it did. No spoilers, but given where we are now compared to what time we finished, I cannot believe how quickly it came together once we got the edge in place. Yeah, no, I'm getting a little overwhelmed, so you jump in and help.
Okay. Sorry, yeah, I don't want to be annoying. But...
You're not being annoying. So let's take this off and then just slide all of those in.
Somebody's done puzzles before.
So as we're hitting about 11 minutes, let's see where the other teams are. We get a great shot of the betches, and it looks like we're going in basically the same order, but they're just a little bit ahead. And let's just take a minute to watch them. They are so in sync. It is just mesmerizing to watch. There might be something wrong in the edge because I had some other false fits. Maybe not false, just me getting it wrong.
No.
So, okay, now we're at 13 minutes and you can see how our teams have a lot of the same sections done, but theirs are all attached while ours are still floating. So as we're hitting 19 and a half minutes, I mean, ours is looking great. Regardless of what happens, that is so impressive for 19 minutes of puzzling. But if we cut over to the betches at the exact same time, yeah, they're about to finish. So the Betches won for the second year in a row. Their time was 20:26, which is just incredible. That is unbelievably fast.
How was the puzzle?
This one was kind of tough, honestly. Like, I mean, it's a lot of like muddy colors, so a lot of like watercolor sort of stuff, so there's not a lot of solid lines to find, but it was a really fun puzzle. It was a good one.
Uh-oh. That sounds like Sarah's team.
Okay, keep going. We got it.
So all there was for us to do was keep puzzling. I admit, I was struggling a bit. I feel like I never quite got my head around this image. I just kept placing one-off pieces instead of finding like a whole section to work on. But while we're powering through, let's cut back to the Whimsies because they're also in the home stretch. So the Whimsies got second with a time of 22:37. Now there's one more spot on the podium and we're close, but we had no idea if anyone else was also close. Where did these, there we go.
How many snowmans are, okay.
Too many?
Snowmen, I mean.
Okay, where are the ski, what are these things? Here we are. Lifelong skier, yay.
Oh, this goes with, where's that thing going? That right? Oh,
Yep.
Okay, I got that one.
Yes.
So we need some more blues in here. No. Oh, good.
There's a few pieces over here, greens. This one should be obvious.
Where's this?
Ordinal there.
All the pieces here.
Okay.
Oh, I think we're missing one.
Yeah, I checked some.
We'll
Dan,
check.
you want to check?
Oh.
Sorry, Karen.
Which put the back?
I checked the bag pretty well.
Here.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, you got it? You got it?
Here's the piece. Yeah.
Done. What place did we get?
Third.
Third? It's pretty good.
Yeah, very close.
Oh my god, that was such a rush. I feel like I wasn't contributing that much.
No, you did great. I think that went really well.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, 24 minutes is really good. So after us, Los Rompe Caballeros got fourth. And you might recognize Mike Helland from running the old Springbok Fever website, which I'm constantly referencing. He's been competing since the 80s, so it is so cool that he's still speed puzzling. Then the Golden State Puzzlers got fifth. And then Floor Check got sixth. All right, congrats, guys.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
So great. Yes.
Very happy with second.
How do you feel?
Very pleased and mildly sweaty.
Oh, I think we're all sweaty. Congratulations to the winners. First place. Look at that. We got buttons. Not second place like last year, but we got a third place. I guess I'm collecting all the colors.
God. That makes sense.
So we won third place. I was so happy to have done so well in the first competition of the day, but I'm sure you're wondering what the prizes are. Just like last year, it's a lot of small things rather than one giant prize. So third place and up get buttons. So between this year and last year, I'm starting a little collection. We also got certificates, and then there was also a prize table where we could each pick one thing. There were puzzles, jewelry, some local gift certificates. I picked up this puzzle piece pin because I just could not fit another puzzle in my luggage. We also got puzzle piece keychains. Oh, and we got these ribbons, which are very cute. And also a gift card to a local game store. But really, the button is the status symbol. You're walking around with this the rest of the day, and people know that you're a serious puzzler. So now let's look at the data. We'll start with just the top 15. So 1, 2, and 3 weren't actually that close together. We were a good 2 minutes away from each other. And when we're only talking about 20 minutes in total, that's a pretty big gap. There were 4 teams who all finished within that 31-minute mark though, so that was pretty close. I also want to give a shout out to the Reuters. Jean and Kathy were puzzling with their parents for this event, just for fun. Their parents are super nice, but they're not super fast speed puzzlers. But regardless, they still got 14th place. So it just goes to show how incredibly fast Jean and Kathy are. Then if we look at all of the finishers, there were 160 teams in this event. Only 7 teams didn't finish by the cutoff time of 2 hours, and over half of the teams finished in under an hour. So it just goes to show that this was a relatively easy one for a competition. Also, Sarah sent me her team's full time lapse, so I just thought it would be interesting to play it side by side next to my team. And then before we move on, let's also just look at some of the differences between the puzzle versus what's on the box. Let's see, some of the text was changed from blue to orange. The cocoa just fully changed position. The shovels changed colors. Oh, some of the images are going all the way out to the border, which really tripped me up working on the border. Oh, this is so cute. The marshmallows turned into s'mores. So, okay, if you keep looking back and forth, there's something that was changed in pretty much every panel. It's a really fun game to try to spot all of the differences. Okay, so we had plenty of time until the next event, so we went and grabbed breakfast while everyone else finished up and they reset the room. The next event is Pairs, which is brand new for Winter Carnival, and they ran it simultaneously with the family event. So the family event is a 4-person team where at least one team member has to be under 18 years old. So there were 40 family teams, and they all got rectangle tables. And then there were 160 pairs, and we were split between 80 rectangle tables and 40 round tables, with 2 pairs per round table. So this time, since it's only 2 people, it was less critical for us to avoid the round tables, but Evie and I prefer to puzzle across from each other rather than next to each other, so we lined up to try to get a rectangle table. This time we were a little further back in the line, but the line just kept growing and growing. It got like even longer, even after I filmed this clip. So by the time we saw how long the line had gotten, we figured we'd probably be okay.
Evie's ready to go. Alright, we got one. We got a rectangle table.
So now it's time for the second event of the day, the pairs event. We were the 10th fastest in the world. Let's see how we are compared to the state of Minnesota.
Our goal is top six?
Top six, because top six get prizes.
Okay.
So it does have plastic. I'm bad at plastic, so you do plastic. Oh no, I do bag.
Bag,
Plastic. Box.
and
Lid into the thing. Inner bag.
inner bag,
And then
timer. Are you gonna do?
I'll do the.
I guess I do timer.
You do timer, because I'm doing bag.
Bag. Yeah.
Plastic. Box.
Plastic, box.
Inner bag. Oh, okay, lots of bright colors.
Yes, love it.
Okay, good. I think we can sort out yellow. Probably edge. Yeah, let's. I don't know. Do you think we should do edge?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you like the yellow?
I do, but if you want to get started on it, no.
I would probably do blue and aqua.
Okay. Okay. So here's the puzzle for the pairs and family event. I was so happy as soon as we pulled this out of the bag. I love flat, colorful illustrations, so this is exactly my type of puzzle. But I also knew that since it's a pretty easy image, everybody was going to be racing through it. So who are we up against? Sarah and Lauren did so well in the first event, so they're definitely ones to watch. The other half of their team, Andrea and Dawn, are also paired up, so they're going to be super fast too. Unfortunately, I want to tell you guys up front that the Reuters were sitting kind of far from the rest of us, and my camera person just did not see them. So I don't have any footage of them from this event, but just keep in the back of your mind that wherever we all are, they're probably even further ahead. So, okay, it took us 1 minute and 45 seconds to finish flipping, and then I got started on the edge. We debated if we needed to do the edge for this one since there are so many distinct blocks of colors, but we decided to go for it. Okay, I'm definitely missing a couple edges, but oh, good. Oh, here's one. Oh my God, as soon as he's filming. Oh no, that's not, I thought that was my camera person. I was like, I'm not putting in a single piece. Okay, so now that we're about 5 minutes in, let's see how everyone is doing. The yellows are pretty distinct from each other, so we can see Dawn and Andrea doing those, as well as the edge. Sarah has a bunch of small sections going, and Lauren is also doing the edge. You know, I really thought that some teams would jump into it without the edge, but maybe not. So by about 9.5 minutes, I abandoned the edge because we were definitely missing some of them, and I jumped into the yellows, which was a great decision. Once I started working on those, I was flying.
Nice, Karen. Switching was a good idea. You're on
Yeah.
a roll now.
We're doing good. We got this. Why can I not figure out this edge? It's driving me crazy.
Yeah, don't let it. Don't let it.
So, okay, at just about 19 minutes, you can see Sarah and Lauren move that bottom corner up into place, and they move in some sections that they're working on, and then suddenly, their puzzle looks way more finished. Ours wasn't quite that far along, but we're getting there. What's up, Sarah? Yeah, so this room was very echoey, and people seemed to get excited and cheer every so often. So nobody actually finished there. I'm not sure what that cheer was for. And you'll see at the end, there was a little confusion about where everyone placed until they updated the results online, because we didn't know which cheers were for finishing and which were just because.
So, and this I think is actually upside down.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the bird.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
the bird
good,
head.
good. Okay. Oh, and then that connects there.
Awesome.
Good.
Yes. Yeah, the rest of the yellow should be pretty easy.
There's not that much left. Jinx. Finally found the last edge piece.
Nice. Oh my gosh. One that I was like, where's that one? Where's that one? It was in my hand. And it must have been in my hand for so long.
Okay, so Becca and Andrea are in the home stretch, and so are Sarah and Lauren. So, remember how I said the Reuters were off camera, but ahead of everyone? Well, they finished for first in pairs with a time of 26:35. And actually, right before them, the first family team also finished. This was Robin and Betsy's team, and they are super fast. So with 4 people, I'm not surprised that they were first. So a huge congratulations to both of the first place finishers.
Congratulations. Holy smokes. Trying to, what was the time?
27:44.
27:44. What did you say?
Are you certain they're one?
Oh, was there somebody else?
I think Reuters might have been ahead.
Oh, Reuters finished ahead of them?
We should double check.
Okay, we might have a discrepancy. It's a good thing I printed up more than one certificate, so you might be second. We need to sort this out. We'll figure it out, and we'll be back to you.
So, what did I say about a little confusion? While all of that was happening, Becca and Andrea finished.
28, 22.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
And then back to us, we had heard a bunch of cheers, so we had no idea what places were still up for grabs, but we only had a handful of pieces left. Done.
57, 29, 57.
I don't know if I've ever done a two-person 500 in under half an hour. Thank you.
Very cool. Was it a fun puzzle?
I think so. I don't remember much of it.
So maybe we didn't get second.
Oh, did they get second?
They had 28. And they were saying that the Roy.
Fourth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I
got
mean,
first.
still top six.
Yeah. Hey. We're not sure.
So confusing. We were told we were second, but I think it was wrong.
Yeah, she probably wasn't hitting every table.
Camera person said, who came in second? I think we did.
So you just found out that you're second?
Yep.
And who's first?
The Reuters sisters are first.
Oh, nice.
Yep. It's always a toss-up between them.
Congratulations on second, officially.
That was stressful.
Yeah,
If
what-
we had to lose
what did
to
you think?
If we had to lose to someone, losing to the Reuters
Yeah.
sisters is the best, honestly.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay, we have calmed down a little and received new intel that we think we got fourth place, but all the times were just put online, so ready?
Yes.
First place. No, don't look. I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
First place, the Reuters with a time of 26:35, and then half of the Betches, which is Sarah and Lauren, 27:44. Then Becca. Oh, wait, where are we? I don't think they entered our time.
Can I look?
Yeah, look.
Okay.
It goes Reuters, Sarah and
Oh,
Lauren.
then they've got the family, which is tricky.
But
Yeah,
then they
they're
have
missing
Kat
us.
and Josh,
They're
and we
missing
were
us,
in
but
between those.
So still unclear, but probably fourth.
Probably fourth. That's our placement. Probably fourth.
Which is
For the last
exceeds our
time
goal.
for a while that we're gonna do pairs. It's really good.
I'm happy.
I thought we like never stopped. We were always moving. I don't know how anyone did it faster than we did, because that felt like the fastest I could possibly do a puzzle.
And really, we weren't like that far behind
Yeah.
the top teams.
Yeah.
Like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
3.5 minutes. So
Good job.
I'm proud of us.
So we're here with the winners of the pair competition, and it's the Reuters sisters, Jean and Kathy, and they had actually been to the Winter Carnival years before.
So many years.
Matter of fact, your first jigsaw puzzle competition, was it at the Winter Carnival? It was at the Winter Carnival, and a funny mishap happened.
Yeah, it was our very first puzzle competition ever, and we had started the puzzle. We're starting to flip and everything, and we're like, wait a minute, this isn't quite right. And quickly realized that the puzzle inside the box was not the puzzle on the cover. And everybody was in the same boat. So you could hear it start from our table and go around the room. The puzzle inside was different from the puzzle on the cover.
So it was a manufacturing error. It was not a pre-release of a PuzzleTwist, but you got your first flavor of a PuzzleTwist before we even existed. Here are your certificates. And then we've got Sarah Brown, if you can get in here. Sarah Brown is the artist for the Jigsaw puzzle. Congratulations. How do I stop it?
A lot of trash talk about that one.
Okay, so now that the results are online and finalized, let's see where everyone actually placed. If we look just at the pairs, not including families for now, it goes Jean and Kathy, then Sarah and Lauren, then Andrea and Becca, and then me and Evie in fourth. Once again, a fair amount of time between each finish up at the top, but the three pairs that were ahead of us are so incredible that I am 100% happy with fourth. The fact that we were competitive with them, like, I'm so proud of us for that, especially because it's going to be the last time that Evie and I are pairing up for kind of a while. We're mixing things up at Nationals, so Evie's going to be working with Yvonne, and then I'm paired up with Tiffany. So I think we went out on a high note. And then in terms of prizes, no buttons this time for us, and we didn't get to stand on the podium, but we did get these fourth place ribbons. Okay, so now if we add in the families, we can see the Peacekeepers jumping in there for first place. There were 4 family teams who made it to the overall top 15, so they all did so well. Then if we look at everyone, once again, the yellow bars are the family teams. Out of 200 competitors, only 21 didn't finish the puzzle. And you can see how the families are pretty spread out, which makes sense because some may have just 1 kid on their team and some may have 2, or I guess maybe even 3 kids. And a kid's skill level with speed puzzling can vary so much from being a toddler up to 17 years old. So I suspect that a lot of the family teams were just there for a fun day with their kids, and all of them, except for just 1, finished, which is so great. So, okay, here is the full time lapse of us versus Sarah and Lauren. This one was a lot closer. And then once again, here is the box versus the puzzle, so you can pause and look for all of the differences. Moving on to the third event of the day, it is time for the 1,000-piece teams puzzle. So for the third time that day, we all lined up to get a table.
Good?
Yeah, looks good to me.
The table's a little dirty.
That's okay.
All right, it is the third event of the day, our third puzzle of the day. This time it is the 1,000-piece teams puzzle, but our team has changed a little bit. We have replaced Faith with Jonathan, who you might recognize from speedpuzzling.com. I think we're all getting a little tired and punchy. Hopefully it's not too hard. So they actually released the artist for this event ahead of time. So we were able to look at his other illustrations, and we knew that it was going to be a busy image. Luckily, we had Evie on our team, who is great at busy. And then this time, since it's 1,000 pieces rather than 500, we have 3 hours to solve the puzzle. Also, make sure that you take a close look at the title cards, because a lot of the teams switched up their members from the first event to this one. I'm bad at this. Someone else do it. Okay, so there's this red outline text in the middle. Okay, so here is the puzzle. As you heard me say, I was so happy that it was a text image and not a busy map. I mean, it's still busy, but there are a lot of different colors and textures, so definitely doable within the time. Here, Jonathan, you take the trays because you might want to sort onto them. So when you have 4 people, the flipping goes really fast. So by 2 minutes, I was already working on the edge. Now, the betches are in this round again, and they are at a round table. I asked Sarah about this, and this was her explanation, which totally makes sense. You can pause to read the whole thing. It's definitely a strategy to think about for next year. So, okay, the Reuters are also here again, also at a round table, and they're pairing up with Betsy and Robin to bring back their Worlds team. So at about 10 minutes, Evie and I actually swapped places because I was struggling with the edge and she was struggling with the big text in the middle. Oh, this looks really hard.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing textures that I already did on the edge instead. So like this one is gonna go down there somewhere. But then I took one look at it and I decided to work on other sections instead. And I was right to do that because we actually ended the entire puzzle with that blue text. So it was really tricky. So, okay, Evie did so great finishing up that edge. She had it pretty much in place at about 16 minutes, but I think we all were kind of struggling. 3 puzzle races in one day is a lot, especially when the last one is the biggest and the most complicated. I was seriously getting Worlds flashbacks. So by about 22 minutes, if you look at where we are versus Team Puzzled, we're at pretty much the exact same point, except that they only had 3 people on it because Kyle was tackling that giant blue text all on his own. And then we can see the Golden State Puzzlers looking great. Look at how much they have already filled in. Okay, so at 30 minutes, this isn't great footage, but we can check in on how we're doing versus the Betches. They are definitely further along. They are just flying through this. So as we get to 37 minutes, you can see how Sisters Squared has that blue hockey text in the middle finished. They are doing so great. But then, look at the Betches. They are truly in the home stretch, and we're only at 40 minutes. For such a busy puzzle, this is such an incredible performance. So here's us at the same time. We're moving along, we're doing fine, but they are definitely further ahead. And by now, we have finished all of the most distinct parts, so it only gets harder from here. Oh my gosh, you guys, at 46 minutes, look at how close the Betches are to being done. So the Betches get first place for the second time that day with a time of 49:50. That is such an incredible time for this puzzle. They were so fast, literally nobody could catch them.
So this is the winning team for the 1,000-piece puzzle competition at the St. Paul Winter Carnival 2024. You put the betch in, you betcha. And Kevin Cannon, the artist, can you wave, Kevin? Congratulations.
So here's where my team was at the same time. We were still trying to finish the miscellaneous pieces. We weren't even looking at the blue text yet. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get it on camera, but Minifornia Dreaming got second place at 57:36. Also an incredible time, and they're the only other team to finish in under an hour. Then Team Puzzled finished for third at just over an hour, and then literally 6 seconds later, Sisters Squared finished for fourth. So now that teams were finishing and we were getting close, I hopped back onto the blue text and I ended up shape sorting it, which definitely helped. Then the Golden State Puzzlers finished for fifth, and they were missing a piece, but don't worry, they did end up finding it. And then about 40 seconds later, Floor Check finished for sixth. So by now, the rest of the puzzle is entirely done. All we have left is that blue text. Oh, there it is, there it is. There's two. Here. All right, we did it.
All right.
High fives.
All right. So now we get some time off, and then we're gonna practice with our nationals team tonight.
All right, we still have more puzzle practice tonight. Oh, that was hard. That was really hard. So, a bit of an anticlimactic ending there, because we finished right in the middle of them announcing the winners, so we couldn't actually celebrate too much. But we got 7th place with a time of 1:11:56. So we were just one spot off from getting any prizes. Oh, you did it!
That's a good cut.
That's a good one. All right, well, that was Winter Carnival 2024. We got 3rd place, we got 4th place. We didn't place in the 3rd one, but 2 out of 3 is good enough for me. I am so tired. We still have another puzzle party tonight, so this has been a very long day of puzzling. Okay, before we move on, I just need to address something. So after making this whole video, I learned that my team actually broke the rules in this event, and I want to take full responsibility. In the official rules, teams are only allowed to use 2 sorting trays, and my team used 4. Since our trays were small and they definitely wouldn't break any size requirements, I just never double-checked the rules, and nobody said anything to us on the day. In my mind, it was just the same as other competitions, where a 4-person team can use 4 trays. But I'm the one who brought the trays, so this was entirely my mistake. So I guess it's a good thing that we didn't place and get any prizes, because then it would become a bigger issue. So I think we can just kind of put an asterisk next to our finish time and our placement, and I will make sure to double check the rules before the next one. And now back to the regularly scheduled video. Okay, so let's take a look at the data. The Betches were a whole 8 minutes ahead of the second place team, which is such a huge gap. Then you have a couple of close times going down, but by the time we get to 15th place, we're already at an hour and a half. So this was a very tricky one for a lot of teams. Speaking of which, out of 158 teams, 42 teams did not finish, 36 did it in under 2 hours, and 80 teams finished between 2 and 3 hours. And then I did have a little more data that I wanted to show. So since the teams were switching up so much throughout the day, I had the idea to give each person a score based on their individual ranking in all of the events. So since Sarah and Lauren got first, third, and first, you add those up to get a score of 5. So they're right at the top of the list. So if we only include people who placed high in all 3 categories, here are the top puzzlers of the day. Andrea and Becca are right up there since they got second place in both of the team's events, despite having different teammates. And then if you just look down the list, I'm sure that you'll see a lot of names that you recognize. But Sarah, Lauren, Dawn, and Andrea are the real superstars of the 2024 Winter Carnival puzzle competition. They won by a significant margin for the second year in a row, and they represented Minnesota. And their whole team is already signed up for both Nationals and Worlds. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of great things from them. Speaking of which, let's take a look at the full time lapse, and you can see just how fast they really were. And then coming back to this puzzle, I want to be totally clear that even though we were all tired and complaining about how hard it was, it's still a really great puzzle. I did it again slowly when I got home in order to have it here in front of me, and I really liked it. The artist, Kevin Cannon, was there and hanging out the whole time, so I really hope he didn't hear any of us complaining about this one. It was just about being tired at the end of a long day. It was not about the puzzle itself. And so once again, here are the 2 images. You can pause if you want to see how many differences you can spot. Well, that was such a fun event. The organizers did such a great job. I came home with a 3rd place, a 4th place, and a 7th place, which I am totally happy with. So in addition to the button and the ribbons, I also started writing little notes inside the puzzle boxes, which even if you don't win, I think this makes such a great keepsake from any puzzle competition. I also just want to be totally clear this time that PuzzleTwist is the sponsor of the event, but they are not the organizers. So if you have any questions about the event, I'll have their website down below, which has contact info on it. But, I mean, if you just want to tell them how much you like their puzzles, then by all means, get in touch with PuzzleTwist. If you want to try these 3 puzzles for yourself, I'm going to have links to them down in the description. Also, this video and my trip to Minnesota were not sponsored by anyone. I paid for everything out of pocket. I think it is just such a fun event to go to see all my puzzle friends, to meet a bunch of you guys who were there, and I'm just so happy that I went because I love any excuse for all of us puzzlers to hang out. We did so many puzzles, even outside of the competition. Like, if you had told me when I was a kid that someday I'd be going to a puzzle party with 30 other people who love puzzles as much as I do, I don't know that I would have believed you. I feel like these days I see my puzzle friends more than I see most of my other friends. But all that being said, there is just one little thing in the back of my mind that I just wanted to bring up, and that is it okay for so many out-of-town experts to come in and fill up so many of the top spots? I mean, it's one thing for a tournament-style competition like Nationals and Worlds, but for this, is it weird for us to have grabbed onto this long-standing local event? So if we look at the pie chart of states represented, it is overwhelmingly Minnesota. But if we look at the finish times, a lot of us from out of town are grouped right at the front, which makes sense. A lot of us who travel in for this do speed puzzling all the time. So I've been talking a lot about all of the positive changes that they made to the event this year, but I actually think one thing that they did better last year was having an expert division. Last year, since every round used the same puzzle, they designated the first round as the expert round. And so all of us fast people would sign up for that one, and everyone else could sign up for the other ones. I mean, anyone could sign up for any of them. There was no vetting process. But most of the fast people did go for the first one. And so that gave the non-experts in the later rounds more of a chance of getting prizes. So a local competition here in California actually handles that pretty well. What they've done is they set up an invitational division within their small competitions. So they usually have about 3 or 4 pairs or teams competing against each other just for a trophy and bragging rights. And then everyone else in the event is competing for the real prizes. So I've been trying to think about how they could do that for Winter Carnival, because there isn't really a clear cutoff in the data. So where do you designate the experts versus the non-experts? Maybe you just have some extra prizes for the top teams where all of the members are from Minnesota. I mean, that would essentially do the same thing of cutting out a lot of the experts. Also, selfishly, if they designated all of the experts and sat all of us together, it would make it so much easier to film. They don't have a live stream for this one, so I hired a local camera person named Blake, and he did an amazing job. He was running around like crazy. Like, it is not an easy event to film, but there were a few fast people who he just didn't get footage of because the room was so huge and he couldn't cover the entire thing as one person in like 25 minutes. But I mean, there's no way to have a perfect competition. As we all saw with Worlds, there's always plenty to debate. But I want to know, if you compete in a similar kind of niche hobby competition, have you run into any of the same expert versus non-expert issues? Let me know down in a comment how your hobby has addressed it. But I mean, overall, this is a very complicated event with a lot of moving pieces. And the organizers did such a great job of putting it on, especially with all the new changes that happened this year. So after the main event, my nationals team actually got together to do another puzzle as team practice, since we're not all gonna be together again until nationals. I was so tired, but if you want to win, you have to puzzle through the pain. Well, no, don't puzzle through the pain. Puzzle through the tiredness. So, okay, the next one to look out for is the National Jigsaw Puzzle Championships, happening March 21st to 24th. There will be a live stream of this one, so stay tuned to my social media and I'll be sharing where to watch. And if you want to sign up for Winter Carnival 2025, I'd recommend being ready to go as soon as registration opens up, because as speed puzzling is getting more and more popular, these events are filling up faster and faster, sometimes within one day. So put it on your calendar. Registration opens on October 1st. So that's all I've got for you today. If you want to see more speed puzzling, you can check out my entire Worlds series. Your code word for the comments will be twist, and I will see you all in the next one.